Hello and welcome to this week's book in 5 minutes. I'm Lindsay Milner of silverandtraining.com. This week's book is on a subject that I know a lot of you want to learn to get to grips with. I've been speaking to a few people just lately about this and I know that it's a really hot topic. Procrastination. So the book is called The Procrastination Equation and it is by Dr. Piers Steel. Dr. Steel has spent his life researching into procrastination, and he does admit in this book that he suffers from procrastination. And they do say, don't they, that if you want to be able to teach something really well, then it needs to be something that you've learned to overcome yourself. So Dr. Steele admits he suffered with procrastination, and so the ideas that he gives you in this book they're scientifically backed for a start off because he's a scientific researcher, but a lot of them are also tried and tested because he's used them himself. And to take this one step further, I am also not world class, but yeah, I'm pretty up there. I do have a problem with procrastination. And I've also been speaking just recently to a lot of other people who actually suffer from quite extreme procrastination. So this book, it's a bit of a dense read. It's quite hard going. It's very heavy on theory, but it does have some really useful and helpful information in there. Now, the procrastination equation that he talks about, now, can I remember the full details of this? It's expectancy multiplied by value, and that is over impulsiveness multiplied by delay, the amount of delay before the task needs doing. So before the deadline, really, not the amount that you delay it, but the amount of delay before the work is expected. So the book then goes on to think about each of these issues and talk about the impact that they have on procrastination. So expectancy, just to fill that out a little bit more, it's what rewards do you expect to get from the activity? And if you're a bit low in confidence or you lack belief that you will succeed at what you're doing, then your expectancy levels are pretty low. You find this in jobs like sales, where you know you're going to get a lot of rejection. If you are not resilient enough to deal with that and to recognise that that's part of the process, then your expectancy that you will succeed kind of plummets and you don't try very hard and you end up procrastinating more and more over the task. Value is, again, it's to do with the reward. It's whether you value the rewards that you're likely to get from carrying out this activity. If you think it's something that's worth doing, you're much more motivated to actually get on and do it. But if it's something that you have to do, it's part of your job maybe, but you don't feel like you really want to do it, you're more likely then to procrastinate over the task. Impulsiveness. This is one of the biggest factors because Steele has found that people who are impulsive by nature are more likely to procrastinate. Well, that's not exactly a big revelation to us procrastinators. We know that we're easily distracted. Something pops up, the next new big shiny object. Oh, that sounds interesting. Or, the Facebook notification pings. Oh, I wonder who's liked my latest post now. All of those, we're very impulsive as procrastinators, and we know this, or at least most of us realise this about ourselves. But surprise, surprise, it turns out that how impulsive you are and how much you are able to override those impulses defines how much you're likely to procrastinate. As I say, not a big revelation there. And then the other thing that probably doesn't come as a major surprise to people who procrastinate is that anything that's got a deadline way in the future, you're not going to get started until that deadline is imminent. So I found it quite interesting to read the scientific principles behind these different factors. And I think if you're interested in the theory of why we procrastinate, then this book is definitely worth an investment of your time. If you just want to know how to deal with it, if you just want to know, oh, I'm fed up of being, the effects that it's having on me and my life and my goals are starting to be, it's really affecting my life, and, it can. If you just want answers, if you just want to know what to do, this book does have those as well. It does give you some really solid tips. There are some tips in there that I found didn't work for me, but there are some very good ideas of things that will make a difference. But they're a bit buried. You've got to plough through all of the theory first, and then you've got to get towards the later chapters to find the solutions. As I say, they are in there and they are scientifically backed, so that is really good and makes the book worthwhile from that point of view. But unless you're really interested in the theory and you want to find out why you procrastinate and actually sort of get more to the root causes and deal with the things that are getting in your way, then it's hard going. So what I'd recommend is, the main reason that I persevered with this book is because I'm actually writing something about procrastination myself. And the one that I'm writing is going to be shorter, and it's going to be more focused on what could you do? What can you do to take action now? You don't necessarily need to understand all of the theories or the problems, the reasons why you procrastinate, although there'll be a little bit of information about that in there. But it will be more focused on what can I actually do right now to overcome this problem. So that's this week's book in 5 minutes, The Procrastination Equation. If you're interested in the theory, then by all means, this is a solid read with lots of really useful information in there. If, on the other hand, you can't wait until I finished writing mine and you get your hands on the quick hints and tips, things that you can do right now to get over your procrastination problem, then please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you will see when that new ebook is published. That's this week's book in 5 minutes, The Procrastination Equation, Dr. Piers Steele. I'm Lindsay Milner of sylvantraining.com. Until next time, bye.